What's up, fam? It's Chappell, host of the Recap Kickback podcast, here for the RHAP exit interview of The GOAT as a part of the RHAP Hit or Quit podcast feed. And I'm here with our most recently eliminated contestant from The GOAT, CJ Franco. CJ, nice to meet you.
It's very nice to meet you. That was a cold intro. It was so cold.
You
Like
liked it?
recently deceased, we have CJ.
CJ, you have been killing me all season. I'm serious. You might have a future in comedy if being the GOAT of reality TV doesn't work out for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I have a background in comedy and stand-up. So I was so stoked to just be able to do another show that's comedic and lighthearted. No idea
Mhm.
it would be a competition show.
Yeah, so let's get into the competition. You jokingly said that you and Joe are often put in a little box considering you were on dating shows, but you did pretty well this season of The GOAT. Were you surprised that you did so well on a competition reality show?
I think that I had no expectations going in. And what I do love about these shows is it's really built up my confidence where I started off as like a model. I got into doing the shows. I didn't really know that I was good at things. I thought I was too strange. And then the further along I went, I go, hang on a second. Like I've been selling myself a little short. So I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but yeah, I think I was pretty fierce.
No, you put up a really good showing, but after last episode, you were eliminated in a 5-1 vote. But you did stand up and address your castmates and inform them all that Davon was about to win the game and lead them all to their slaughter. Was this to put a target on her back, or were you just paying homage to who you thought was the front runner of the show?
I mean, why can't it be both?
Yeah, it could. It definitely could.
Why can't it be both? I was just calling it how I saw it. I don't know if anyone else sees things that way, but it felt like everyone was just kind of going along out of fear rather than, hey, like this is somebody who is deserving of this title, which I think should be someone that plays hard and fair and is nice and is a good example for other people.
Hmm.
That's so much to ask.
No, not at all. We saw that Davon had deals with everyone in the house, including this Final Five alliance that you were not a part of. What do you think it was? Yeah.
Whatever.
What do you think it was about you and Davon that y'all couldn't work closely in the game together?
It was Justin.
It was all about Justin.
Yes. Yes. I
So,
was either going to pick Davon or I was going to pick Justin. And I knew I was not in an alliance with Davon.
and you and Justin, y'all hit it off very quickly. Can you tell us a little bit about that relationship?
First of all, I love Justin. I am such a big ally. And episode 2, we got into a conversation, which is like the most heartfelt, like real moment of the show, in my opinion. And I really thought that if anyone should take the name of the GOAT, it should be Justin. But I really wanted to do everything I could to support him and to also just like shine a light and show kids and people that are going through, finding their own identity that it's okay to be like this and you can be the best. So I was just really like, my little soul lit up. It brought me to tears. And I wanted to have that effect. I want people to watch any project I do, anything I do, and I want them to be uplifted. And, it's not always about like me, 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 me. It's also about like bringing other people up and supporting their causes too.
No, it was very fun seeing you interact with Justin on the show. I'm a big Alyssa Edwards fan as well. So I was like, oh yeah, rooting for y'all for sure. And this week, I thought you might actually pull out the challenge when your backer was against the wall. It looked like the Ultimation Challenge was right up your alley, you being a runway model at points. And so what do you think went wrong with this competition?
Oh, dude, okay, I've never been a good runway model. I've really done a lot of people's shows. I've ruined a lot of people's music videos. I mean, God, I need a back white drop. Like no, no. They were like, you're doing runway. You'll be great. I was like,
What music videos did you ruin? I have to ask.
oh my God. You know who I was, who I confronted the other day was Tyga. I saw him at a movie premiere. And I was like, listen, you had me removed. It was a photo shoot for a billboard for Tyga. And I was the model and I showed up and he looked at me and I'll tell you, I was in rare form. I was, not, I didn't have a lot of notice. And he just looked me
Okay.
up and down. He was like, yeah, no, it's a no. And so I saw him. And so I recapped every awkward Tyga experience that I've ever had. And I've had a lot of run-ins with him. And him and his security team were cracking up. He gave me his mixtape when I was when I first moved to LA, and I was like, oh, thanks, Tiger. This is awesome.
Not Tiger.
I was
Um,
like, what a dumb name.
CJ, this week Tosh deemed you the weakest in the herd. But this season, I would say that you had a lot of good, strong competition, didn't you? What were your favorite competitions of the season, if you had any?
My favorite, I really loved the mud race and trivia. I like the
Yeah.
things you could the what am I trying to say? I liked the competitions and the challenges where it was impressive if you could win. It wasn't by chance or by luck. I like
Hmm.
seeing people actually fight, actually compete, because otherwise there's just like a tension that's like, oh, will I win the lottery? Am I gonna, is it gonna happen for me? And I kind of like the real stuff.
Yeah, not to call out Wendell and his pimple popping challenge, but I don't think anybody had any type of strategy at all going into that one. It was just kind of luck, like you said.
You know what they did with those balloons? And
Mm-hmm.
because we really looked into it, because you could almost see what color what was, but they had taken like darker balloons and then wrapped them in a lighter red balloon, and then there was different colors. So you could not, there was no guessing. But there were these little spouts on the back because they wanted to spray us and just really disgrace us. And so you could see the funnel a little bit on some of them where you go, oh yeah.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. So y'all were breaking some of these games. Y'all were literally like out gaming the games here to win. I didn't. When did it get this competitive? I didn't know you were this competitive, CJ.
I also did not know I was this competitive. I was eliminated right away. I was walking in, I was gonna pick up my bag, I was gonna make a couple jokes, and then I was gonna leave with my, two pairs of clean underwear. And then it's just like, God, I couldn't get eliminated to save my life because everyone was so competitive.
Hmm. It looked
And
like
I just,
yeah, it looked like for a while you weren't really interested in doing a lot of the strategy and stuff like that. But by the end, you were. I mean, you were all in it.
I'm kind of like an all or nothing gal. So once I was on, I was all the way invested and just like everyone else.
Yeah, it got a little heated with you and Paula this week's episode. Was this a sudden blow up, or had things been tense between the two of you prior to the altercation?
Paula's a little dramatic. She's got
Just
that,
a
she's got
tinge.
a little pepper and a little kick. And I just think it gets directed at wherever it gets directed. I don't really take it too personally. I think she wants to be upset about something. She'll find something.
Yeah, when you went to her, you were like, "You're so mad. Why do you get mad so easily?"
Like, dude, stop. Stop. But literally the second I go, okay, she's sweet again. So
Yeah, and so
I think it's just a part of who she is.
yeah,
Global
a
part of who she
wrestler. Yeah, she's a little feisty.
I'm so mild compared to that. Like I love a little sassy conversation, but I do not love like yelling. That's like
Hmm.
I have like the sweetest family. We don't do that.
Yeah. So tell us about the pitch you were making to Paula and to the rest of the house when it seemed like you were definitely going to be the one eliminated. Because we saw you working the rooms and it sounded like it was going to be effective, but you didn't get any votes. So what happened?
I told them they didn't need to vote for me, or they didn't need to vote to save me. I was just
Hmm.
like, let it go. It's fine. I really didn't have a big interest. I was playing my Nintendo Switch. I was playing Zelda. I had checked out. Um, I was ohms. I was over it. But I did say, hey, like you guys need to get it together unless you just want to hand this today. And I went from person to person, and I'm like, if you guys don't start the rebellion, this is what's gonna happen. And what a boring show. Like you have to, like you got to try. You got to try.
Hmm.
Not that Davon doesn't deserve to win because she's who she is, but fight back.
Yeah, do something. Stand up, you know?
Oh, oh my God, just gonna roll over and take it. Ugh.
You pulled out one tactic of looking hot and sad at the same time. I'm assuming while playing your Nintendo Switch. Is that a move that's worked for you in the past?
Yes, eat it up.
The most fabulous in the herd, for sure. Um, Aside from Justice, who would you say is your closest ally in the house?
Ally?
Yeah, like who are you working with aside from Justin?
I mean, we had an alliance that no one knew about. and I really can't say too much about it, but we would go on like long nature walks together and
Okay.
like really vibe with like the natural elements of being in nature and just like take deep cleansing breaths.
Mhm.
And we really formed like a good group of people that like enjoyed, relaxing and having a good time. And like that was the core group. And you can tell just if you look at the color of people's eyes during the interview, I mean, you should be able to kind of figure out who was a part of that.
Yeah.
But there were quite a few people where I was just like, I like hanging out with you. Like we're
Mhm.
having fun, we're laughing about some bullshit. And that's just my life. I live my life. I want to be around beautiful, funny, wonderful, open people.
Yeah, this sounds like my type of crowd, okay? This
It is.
I love
It's
nature.
just
I love
like
relaxing. Yeah, like,
How's our
take me on a
nature
walk.
relaxing one? We had this old crusty apple. It was the most disgusting because the producers wouldn't let us keep it. So we had to just keep salvaging. Like there were like things growing inside of it. We had to hide our apple like in the mulch. And yeah, I've said too much.
No, 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 no. This is what I came here for. This is my type of carrying on. Okay, we saw
Oh,
Jill call Phaedra in the middle of an episode, but if you can do that, I'm sure you can call in another favor if you know what I'm talking about.
oh my God. And we did. But you know who honestly started this, which is strangely enough was Kristen.
Really, your
United
bestie?
everybody. Yeah, she united everybody on our nature
Wow.
walks.
Oh yeah, I'd have been so sad. I wouldn't have voted her out. I'm sorry. That's kind of my type of
She left
ally.
us all a gift.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
I will never
Um,
forget that.
you had some crazy one-liners this season. You're obviously very funny. Where do you think this comes from? Like you said, you had a comedic background. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've been doing stand-up comedy for maybe like 4 years, something like that. It's like kind of just like a hobby and something I like doing. And it's the same with these reality shows. I just like making people laugh. I like it's your worst day. You want to get your mind off of whatever it is. Make it laugh. We're at a funeral, things are going really tragically. I'm probably gonna make a joke. Like I'm just the kind of person I love to lighten the mood. I like to make people feel good and live each day like it's your last. And I want everyone to be happy around me.
That's great. And it shows. It really does. You were so fun on this season. Like I said, there were times where I thought, okay, she's not checked in. She's a little too relaxed. Maybe the nature walk was too long.
They had to chase me. They had to chase me so many times. I found a trap. I was hiding in a tractor. And then
No,
what's funny enough? It's funny enough. The same people that chased me and told me I couldn't have my nature walks.
them be the ones that be the ones. I know. I know. Look, you ain't gotta tell me.
Suddenly they weren't so against it.
Yeah, yeah, they gonna make a nature walk with you at some point, you know? Um, you mentioned other reality shows, how much you enjoying this. Would you potentially do any other shows in the future?
The only show that I want to do right now is a children's show. I want to do a children's game show. And I have a really cool co-host. We're working it out right now, but I want to do something kind of like a Steve Irwin game show, Nickelodeon, educational, because I'm vegan and I'm also an activist. And just like, I want to bring it together. I want to like make people have fun. I want to teach people something and leave them better than when they started, you know? And kids,
Yeah,
oh, at least they want to learn.
that's true. We get to a certain age and we be set in our ways and don't want to learn anything new. So the kids are probably the good audience for that.
I feel like that's like the most impact that I could make. But I would do a show if they offered me enough money, like just like Real Housewives or something.
No, what about competition reality show? Anywhere we see you on the Traders, The Amazing Race, anything like that?
I don't know what the Traders is.
Oh, it's fine. No, nobody knows until they go on the show, and then it's a whole mess. But check it out. I'm sure you do great. I'm sure our listeners would love to see you in that.
I saw my girl Chriselle's on there this season.
Oh yeah, they're gonna put an iconic cast together every time. So don't be shocked when you get the phone call.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch. I should have watched some more reality shows, competition shows before I did this one because I would have probably formed any strategy.
Yeah, which one do you think was harder, F Boy Island or the Goat?
Oh, the goat was just so tense. F-Boy Island, I kind of got to do whatever I wanted. I could check out if I wanted. I mean, not really. They chased me. They were both hard. They were both hard, but I had so much fun.
Yeah,
I make the best of it for sure.
think we'd love to see you on some more competition reality shows, especially now that you're getting the hang of it. That competitive side comes out of you, and you I think you get a momentum, and you might be able to win one of these things. So we'd love to see you in the future.
You know what? I do think I could have won this if I had literally any plan or if I had read Art of War. I mean, just
Or
end it.
if you tried, I mean, you were chilling. You were big chilling sometimes.
Okay, but the new Zelda had just came out.
Well, you can't argue with that. I agree.
Is it the kingdom? Stop.
CJ, this has been so much fun. Do you, tell everybody what you're working on, where they can find you, where they can follow you, as if you don't already have a billion followers and all this fame.
Well, I'm CJ Franco. You can find me on Instagram at CJ Franco, and I'm working on just some new comedic projects. I'm excited to share.
Okay, and we're excited to see it. CJ, thank you so much for being here.
it.
All right. Okay, that was CJ, the most recently eliminated contestant from the GOAT. Pour one out. To keep up with more of our coverage of the GOAT, please remember to subscribe to the RHAP Hit or Quit podcast feed for weekly episode recaps, and be sure to follow me on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback for more information on what I have going on. Until next time, peace.